Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth, and if you're new here, my name is still Elizabeth. So I have like a robot pencil box that you guys are sitting on. Hold on. Anyways, I thought my neighbor needed me. So today I am here with kind of a big book haul. These are books that I've accumulated from like January till now. Some of them I have bought. Well, most of them I have bought. And some I did get at a little free library because there are some books that are not approved to be like within school classrooms in my district. So I didn't feel like throwing them away. So I just donated them to a little free library that's near my house, but it's not at a school because I've noticed that a lot of elementary schools up here do have little free libraries. But I'm like, if it's not appropriate for a school classroom, what's going to make it appropriate for a little free library outside of the school? So I just took it to one that is like kind of like on a private property near my house. Sorry, I'm taking off the price tag. And of course, I made a little exchange. Okay, I'm gonna have to use my undo. Maybe not, hold on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to use my undo for the rest. No, not really, just to remove the sticky residue. Anyways, first book that I bought, well, I can't say first book, but like one of the books that I bought this year is The Mad Wife by Megan Church. I know it takes place, I think it's in the 1950s. Oh my God, this scared me because it's like a ripped piece of paper. And I thought it was like that. My book was ripped. I was like, no. So it says, they called it hysteria, she called it survival. Lulu Mayfield has spent the last 5 years molding herself into the perfect 1950s housewife. Despite the tragic memories that haunt her and the weight of exhausting expectations, she keeps her husband happy, her household running, and her gelatin salads the talk of the neighborhood. But after she gives birth to her second child, Lulu's carefully crafted life begins to unravel. When a new neighbor, Bitsy, moves in, Lulu suspects that something darker lurks behind the woman's constant smile. As her fixation on Bitsy deepens, Lulu is drawn into a web of unsettling truths that threaten to expose the cracks in her own life. The more she uncovers about Bitsy, the more she questions everything she thought she knew. And soon, others begin questioning her sanity. But is Lulu truly losing her mind? Or is she on the verge of discovering a reality too terrifying to escape? In the vein of the bell jar and the hours, The Mad Wife weaves domestic drama with psychological suspense so poignant and immersive you don't want to put it down. This sounds really good. I've heard a lot of people talking about it. They've given it good reviews. But other than that, that's really all I've heard. This one, I'm part of like a book club here at school. And one of the books that we were supposed to read, I think it was December, was Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. I'm gonna be honest, I'm a mood reader. I didn't feel like reading that, so I've never read it. But people kept saying, that it was a good book, that it was a wild ride, like in a good way. So I picked up, I'll take off the sticker later, Daisy Romine by Claire Leslie Hall. It says, Luke and Hannah live a happy life and stable life in London, working in jobs that they love as they prepare for the arrival of their first child, Samuel. All his life, Luke has known he was adopted, but until now, he's never felt the need to seek out his birth mother. Spurred by the connection he feels to his son, Luke begins a search that leads him to Alice, his biological mother. Their first encounter is surreal, a sharp prick that barely scratches the surface of a painful past that neither of them has ever fully confronted. Alice sinks into memories of her life as a young artist in 1970s London, and her tragic whirlwind romance with Jake. Hold on. Sorry, those are the afternoon announcements. So Alice sinks into memories of her life as a young artist in 1970s London, and after tragic whirlwind romance with Jake, an enigmatic musician destined for stardom. Meanwhile, Luke spirals as he comes face to face with the feelings of abandonment that he had worked so hard to bury. But at least Alice seems keen to make up for the lost years by looking after Samuel. Until that is, her doting grandmother act takes a sinister turn. Oh, I don't like the sound of that. What if she kidnaps the kid? That's just me thinking out loud. I don't know. As the truth of who Alice is and the story behind her heartbreaking decision to give up her baby come to light, she and Luke must reckon with the sacrifices they've made in the pursuit of love and belonging. So that sounds really good. I didn't know. I kind of figured, because I've heard, I think it was Sarah Caroli that read it and said it was like something like that with an adopted child, but I don't like the way that's going with the grandmother. Another one that I picked up, another one that has a sticker, is The Heir Apparent, by Rebecca Armitage. It's one of Reese's book club, and I don't know, for some reason it reminds me of The Princess Diaries. It says it's New Year's Day in Tasmania, and the life Lexi Villers has carefully built is working out nicely. She's in the second year of her medical residency. She lives on a beautiful farm with her two best friends, Finn and Jack, and she's about to finally become more than friendly with Jack when a helicopter abruptly lands. Out steps her grandmother's right-hand man with the tragic news that her father and older brother have been killed in a skiing accident. Lexi's grandmother happens to be the Queen of England, and in addition to the shock and grief, Lexi must now accept the reality that she is suddenly next in line for the throne, a role she has publicly disavowed. Returning to London as the heir apparent, Princess Alexandrina, Lexi is greeted by a skeptical public not ready to forgive her defection. A grieving sister-in-law harboring an explosive secret and a scheming uncle determined to claim the throne for himself. Her previous life and Jack grow more distant as she feels the tug of tradition, of love for her grandmother, and of obligation. When her grandmother grants her 1 year to decide, Lexi must chart her own destiny. Will it be the one determined by an accident of birth or by her own heart? I don't know. This to me just sounds very Princess Diary, like more adult, but Princess Diary wise. That is one of my favorite movies. On my Kindle, I do own all the books. There are 11 books. So I haven't read them in forever, but I do own them. So I guess when I read that, I'll see if it's like the Princess Diaries. Another book that I picked up recently, and all of these have been from Sam's Club, by the way, that I've heard a lot about is The Correspondent by Virginia Evans. I think this one is written all in letters. Yeah, because it says like Desi something, it gives me the address, the dates. So yes, everything is literally written in the form of letters. It says Sybil Van Antwerp has throughout her life used letters to make sense of the world and her place in it. Most mornings around 10:30, Sybil sits down to write letters to her brother, to her best friend, to the president of the university who will not allow her to audit a class she desperately wants to take, to Joan Didion and Larry McMurtry to tell them what she thinks of their latest books, and to one person to whom she writes often yet never sends a letter. Sybil expects her world to go on as it always has. A mother, grandmother, wife, divorcee, distinguished lawyer, she has lived a very full life. But when letters from someone in her past force her to examine one of the most painful periods of her life, she realizes that the letter she has been writing over the years needs to be read and that she cannot move forward until she finds it in her heart to offer forgiveness. Filled with knowledge that comes only from a life fully lived, The Correspondent is a gem of a novel about the power of finding solace in literature and connection with people we might never meet in person. It is about the hubris of youth and the wisdom of old age and the mistakes and acts of kindness that occur during a lifetime. Sybil's life of letters might be a very small thing, but in Virginia Evans' gifted hands, we see that small things can be subtly masterful and unforgettable. I've seen a lot of people rate this 5 stars, and I don't know. I kind of have high hopes for it, and it does seem like a book that's gonna make me cry, and I'm a crier. So I went to a local thrift store, which I honestly do not think I will be going back. But for like $2.50, I didn't think it was bad. So I got Bright Burning Things by Lisa Harding. The cover was just pretty. It says, Sonia used to perform on stage. She used to attend glamorous parties, date handsome men, ride in fast cars. But somewhere along the way, the stage lights Sonia lived were dimmed for good. And then, in their absence, came darkness. Blackouts, empty cupboards, hazy nights she can't remember. Sonia feels too much and feels too often. Drinking provides an escape. Sorry, my camera died, and I have no idea where I was in the synopsis of this book. So I'm just going to start again because, as you can tell, I'm wearing different clothing, so it's the next day. So Sonia used to perform on stage. She used to attend glamorous parties, date handsome men, ride in fast cars. But somewhere along the way, the stage lights Sonia lived for dimmed for good. And then, in their absence, came darkness, blackouts, empty cupboards, hazy nights she can't remember. Sonia feels too much and feels too often. Drinking provides an escape for her painful existence. What keeps Sonia from losing herself completely is Tommy, her 4-year-old son. But her immense love for Tommy is in fierce conflict with her immense love of the bottle. Sonia wants to take care of Tommy, but it is Tommy who takes care of Sonia as she battles a disease, dragging her toward rock bottom. As Sonia's grip on reality loosens, her father asks a neighbor to keep an eye on her. But when Tommy's life is put at risk, Sonia is given an ultimatum. Spend 12 weeks in rehab or lose Tommy forever. Told in raw, radiant prose, the novel offers a devastating, nuanced, and ultimately hopeful look at an addict's journey toward rehabilitation and redemption. Bright Burning Things is an emotional tour de force. So this sounds really good. Apparently it's got trigger warnings. I have to remove a whole bunch of stickers like this one and this one down here, but whatever. I had never heard of it before, but it was intriguing to me. So that's another one of my hauls. This is actually my newest one. I got this. Did I get this at Walmart? I believe I did get it at Walmart. I want to say like on Friday or something. So I've had it for less than a week. And it is Joyo Moyes, The Giver of Stars. She is also the author of Me Before You and that book. I want to reread that book because it was so beautiful. Yes, it has a movie. Yes, I cried in both. And it's a beautiful book. So this one says, Alice Wright marries handsome American Bennett Von Cleve, hoping to escape her stifling life in England. But small-town Kentucky quickly proves equally catastrophic. So when a call goes out for a team of women to deliver books as part of Eleanor Roosevelt's new traveling library, Alice signs on enthusiastically. Soon she will be joined by 4 other singular women who become known as the Packhorse Librarians of Kentucky. Set in Depression-era America and based on a true story, The Giver of Stars is the breathtaking tale of their remarkable journey and a richly rewarding novel of women's friendship, of true love, and of what happens when we reach beyond our grasp for the great beyond. Some like the blurb say that it's a captivating tale of love, friendship, and self-actualization. Another one says it's a terrific book, an epic journey of friendship, danger, and literacy, an ideal read. And I have read from her. I have the Me Before You trilogy, which I'm going to be honest with you, the last 2 books did not need to exist, but stupid me didn't know that at the time. And then the covers are so cute. They're like little cartoony, have little bees on it. Super cute. But yes, this is another one that I've never heard anyone review this. I've never heard anyone talk about this. But to me, it sounds interesting. Now, this other one, which I'm going to do these on the side first. Because of Bella from Throne of Pages, she's kind of inspired me to at least own a classic. I don't know when I'll read it because this thing is a brick. But, and another thing, the cover got me because the cover is so cute and kind of cartoony that I loved it. But she was reading this book at the time that I bought it on one of her vlogs. I think she was with her boyfriend at the time or whatever. And it is The Three Musketeers. Now, unlike her, I don't read in Spanish. I mean, I could, but I don't prefer it. But it's The Three Musketeers. Look at this brick of a book. Now, I'm going to get closer. Look at the edges. I kind of like the fact that, there we go, that they're not even. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but they're kind of like some are longer than others. And I like that feeling. I think it adds to the book looking a little bit older. But this thing, it's not even that floppy. But I don't know. I've seen the movie adaptations. And she kind of inspired me because hold on, somebody's knocking on my door. It was a student that needed to drop off something and my partner teacher's not there and he needed to drop it off in her room and our rooms like connect through an office. So yeah, anyways, it is a brick of a book. I've seen some movie adaptations and I like the movie adaptations. I've never really read an adventure book like that, but we will see. It's a genre kind of out of my comfort zone, but you never know. Kind of like it became one of her favorites, it might become one of mine too. Another one that I got over the weekend as well is The Handmaid's Tale. Yes, I still have the price. I got it for $15 at Sam's. I know that there's a TV show about this, but it says that the novel opens as environmental disasters and declining birth rates have led to a second American Civil War. The result is the rise of the Republic of Gilead, a totalitarian regime that enforces rigid social rules and enslaves the few remaining fertile women. Offred is one of these, a handmaid bound to produce children for one of Gilead's commanders. Deprived of her husband, her child, her freedom, and even her own name, Offred clings to her memories and her will to survive. At once a scathing satire, an ominous warning, and a tour de force of narrative suspense, an immediate bestseller around the world, and now a cultural phenomenon, The Handmaid's Tale has rightfully taken its place in the canon of modern classics. It says that this is a 40th anniversary edition, and it includes a previously unpublished essay entitled The Handmaid's Tale Before and After, penned by Atwood herself in 1986, and reproduced in its original form. Again, it's got those edges that can you focus? Thank you. It's got those edges that I like. The Emily Wilde books had these too. And I don't know, that kind of drew me in. I've always heard good things about this. People who have seen the TV show or like the adaptation, have enjoyed it as well. So I finally cracked and I bought it. Now this one I've had, yes, this is another one I got at Sam's Club over the weekend. I think this is the third one by this author. Have I read any of them? No. But this is The Violin Maker's Secret by Evie Woods. I think her covers are so stunning. It's like they always have, like, this up here is gold, this up here. It's kind of like a shiny material. I love her covers. They're all like that. And this one says, on any given day, there are thousands of items slowly gathering dust in the lost and found of Heathrow Airport. Unknown to anyone, hidden among the clutter is a very special object that can change the fortunes of those who possess it. A violin of rare beauty and power. Now, as if by chance, it has fallen into the hands of 3 strangers. Baggage claim agent Delvin, retired teacher Walter, and appraiser Gabrielle have nothing in common. But can these 3 unlikely guardians unlock the secrets of the violin? I don't know. It seems like it has magical realism, and that kind of attracts me, but just honestly, it's totally a cover buy. All of this gold on it is it is a stunning cover. So that is why I have all 3 of her books, because the covers are just stunning. Now, oh my God, this one has to be one of my favorite books ever. It's just like, it is beautiful. When I am done, okay, so I'm currently listening to The Help. I have about a little bit less than 4 hours to go for the audiobook. When I'm done listening to that on audiobook, if I'm not finished with Wicked, I'm going to pick up Wicked on audio. And then I'm going to pick this one up, because I can't read 2 physical books. Like on my Kindle and a physical book, I can't. So it needs to be like one with my eyeballs and one with my ears. But this, I've never read anything by this author. But the cover is stunning. It is The Elsewhere Express by Samantha Soto Yambao. Look at this. Look at this. They're little suitcases. They're little suitcases. And this just, I want to, and then look, the naked cover. You can color the inside. It's stunning. I loved it. It says, you can't buy a ticket for the Elsewhere Express. Appearing only to those whose lives are adrift, it's a magical train seeming to carry very rare and special cargo. A sense of purpose, peace, and belonging. Raya is one of those lost souls. She has dreamed of being a songwriter, but when her brother died, she gave up. Hold on. 3rd day, but I'm back. Yesterday I had when my neighbor needed me for something to talk about a student, like a meeting for a student, so. And that was like our school cop that they check to make sure that the doors are locked. I didn't know that I needed to keep my door closed as long as there's students in the building. Like if it was just like adults, like a teacher planning day, I think I could leave my door open, or the door doesn't stay unlocked because they changed that. But the other day I was talking to a teacher, she had no students in her room, and he's like, nope, the door has to be closed. So whatever. Anyways, so this book, I finished reading. Well, I finished listening to The Help yesterday, so I'm going to pick up Wicked on audiobook, and I'm going to start reading this one because Wicked is just not doing it for me, but this one is just, I don't know, it's so cute. Look at the little luggages, the cover is stunning. I will show you the naked book now. Okay, I don't remember if I did this yesterday or not, but look, this is like absolutely stunning. So this is definitely going to be my next read, and it is one of my newest reads. So hold on, I'm putting away the pretty book. If you're something talking, it's YouTube that's playing in the back. I'm grading on my other table. Then this one, there are some books that are not, I already said that, like some books that are not appropriate for schools or whatever. So instead of throwing them away, I put them in a little free library. And this is another book that I picked up at that same little free library, and it's called The French Girl by Lexi Elliott. It's a little thriller. It's short. It's actually really, the pages are really yellowed. I don't know why, because this book is really not all that old. It was published in 2018. So it's like 7 years old. Anyways, it says, they were 6 university students from Oxford, friends and sometimes more than friends, spending an idyllic week together in a French farmhouse. It was supposed to be the perfect summer getaway, until they met Severine, the girl next door. For Kate Channing, Severine was an unwelcome presence, her inscrutable beauty undermining the close-knit group's loyalties amid the already simmering tensions. And after a huge altercation on the last night of the holiday, Kate knew nothing would ever be the same. There are some things you can't forgive, and there are some people you can't forget, like Severine, who was never seen again. Now, a decade later, the case is reopened when Severine's body is found in the well behind the farmhouse. Questioned along with her friends, Kate stands to lose everything she's worked so hard to achieve as suspicion mounts around her. Desperate to resolve her own shifting memories and fearful she will be forever bound to the woman whose presence still haunts her, Kate finds herself buried under layers of deception with no one to set her free. So this is probably going to be one that I probably will get back to a little free library because I like thrillers, but I like to read them and like donate them. And when I know that it's a thriller, I usually just get them from the library because I don't tend to reread thrillers. But that one sounded interesting. This is another one that I got at Walmart, and it's a dark romance. I know it is. I'm not a big dark romance girly, but this one, like the cover, it was just stunning. So, Behind Closed Doors by Shane Rose. I'm sorry. This is like, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if the camera will show it. But you see it's like glitter. And then look at the edges. It says, "My darling," and then it's just got that at the bottom. But this is just, it's beautiful. It's got the glitter everywhere, and I am a glitter girly. I love glitter. So Jameson, and this is the first book. In the first standalone of her sizzling new series, best-selling author Shane Rose welcomes you to Paradise Grove, a luxurious, ultra-private billionaire enclave where the stakes are high and the secrets are buried deep. So Jameson Knight arrives at precisely the same time every day to pick up his young daughter from school, smiling as she runs into his open arms. It's the only time I see him smile. I don't ask questions because it's not my place. I'm just his daughter's favorite teacher, nothing more, until the first bullet flies by us at recess. Suddenly, I'm risking my life to protect her, and then Jameson drags me back to his estate, claiming it's a matter of life or death. Now I'm in the most beautiful home I've ever seen, faced with an offer from a man who's just as gorgeous. Be the temporary live-in nanny until he can ensure my safety and find a more permanent solution. It'll be easy, he promises. Yet, the arrangement is anything but simple. Not when Jameson's hungry stare is all-consuming and his touch pulse racing. And definitely not when I find that nothing in this neighborhood is as it seems, including Jameson. He may be powerful, possessive, and protective, but he's also dangerous, demanding, and calculating. As more of his secrets come out, I should run, but... And that's where it ends. I like the fact that she's a teacher because I'm a teacher. If there's a school shooting, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised because there have been various of them. I work at an elementary school. Some have happened at elementary schools. That is why our doors lock automatically, and that is why up here they're called guardians, but they're like the police officers, come around to pull your door and make sure that it is locked at all times. If not, they will tell you, hey, you get like, I guess like tallied points against you, and you get 3, it's like you get written up for it. Unless, he's aware, because like my front door has had problems before with just, it doesn't want to lock. So as soon as I realize that, I put in a ticket and somebody comes to fix it when they can, but I'll let them know, hey, I know that the door's not closing. We're even slamming it shut. Even he tried and it's just the door fixed itself. I don't know, but so if a school shooting happens, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me because I don't know what to tell you. It's just something that unfortunately shouldn't be normal, but it wouldn't surprise me. Another one, this one I've had for a while, so I'm just gonna put it here because my interest has been like piqued even more, and it's because of Tiffany from Charlotte Grove After Dark, and it is Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. Again, another book that I have from her that I haven't read anything from her, but when Cora Lawson attends her sister's birthday party, she expects at most a hangover or a walk of shame by the end of it. She doesn't anticipate a stolen wallet, leaving her stranded and dependent on her sister's fiancé, Dean Asher, her arch nemesis and perpetual thorn in her side. And she really doesn't anticipate getting knocked out and waking up chained in a madman's basement, Dean in his own shackles beside her. After 15 years of teasing, insults, and never-ending pranks, the ultimate joke seems to be on them. The two people who always thought they'd end up killing each other must now work together if they want to survive long enough to escape. But Cora and Dean don't know that their abductor has a plan for them. A plan that will alter the course of their relationship, blur the lines between hate and love, and shackle them to each other long after they are freed from their chains. They're in this together, no matter what their unexpected bond might cost them. She read this, she loved it. So, like I said, I've had it for a while, but my interest is piqued. It is another dark romance. I'm not too into that, but she says that it's well written. So, oh, looky, it's got a playlist. So funny. Hey Jude, I was thinking about that because I have a student named Jude, and I was going to sing him that song, but yeah, never mind. Okay. It's got a little playlist. It doesn't seem too long either. It's a 321 page book, so it's not that long. Short, sweet, and hopefully it gets to the point. And then this one, I kind of got on a whim because I know who she is. I'll watch her videos every once in a while, but I don't follow her religiously. But I don't know. It would be nice to support her, and it's her debut novel. I've heard good things about it, so. Oh, and then I have to show you like the little chapters because I did notice that. I wonder if all of them are the same. Okay, they're kind of all the same, yeah. So I picked up Just Friends by Haley Pham. This is her debut novel. The cover is super cute. I kind of wish this would have been raised. It's kind of like a shiny material, so I wish it would have been raised, but whatever. And look at the little, let me see if I can just, here we go, randomly found one. Look at the little chapter separator things. They're so cute, and they're all the same little house. I don't know what that little house means, but I don't know. I think it's cute, and you can kind of see them. Focus, please. Focus. Well, I don't know, like you can see like the little black dots, those little, hello, do you mind? There we go. So you see the little black dots? That's letting you know where the chapters are. I don't know. I just thought it was cute. It says, Blair and Declan were inseparable growing up. Best friends who knew each other better than anyone else. But when an impulsive kiss took them from friends to something more, everything changed. Just as quickly as their romance started, one moment shattered it all, leaving them with nothing but heartbreak and silence. Now, 4 years later, Blair is back in their coastal hometown of Seabrook. To support her mom and care for her great aunt, Lottie, as her health declines. To make ends meet, Blair applies to work at a coffee shop, only to discover it's managed by none other than Declan, the boy she loved, the boy she lost, the boy who still makes her heart race. As Blair's path keeps crossing with Declan's, old wounds resurface, secrets are revealed, and sparks reignite. But could their future ever be free of their past? Told in dual timelines. Oh, I love that. I love dual timelines. But it has to be easy for me to be able to tell where I'm at. Anyways, told in dual timelines that unravel the magic and pain of first love, Just Friends is a moving romantic story about second chances, the weight of dreams, and finding your way back to the people who feel like home. This one might be an interesting read too. I love like second chance romances. Depends, because I feel that if they're not good for each other, then I don't like it, because it's like there was a reason why you guys are not together, but whatever. So I don't know, I might pick, oh, I didn't even notice this. Look at this, how cute. Is the back one like that too? It is. So it's kind of like a continuation of like the front cover. Yeah, it is. To the inside. Oh, this is so cute. I hadn't even noticed that when I picked up the book. And it's not really too floppy, but it's okay. I don't like to break my spines anyway, so. Alrighty, that is my massive book haul of like 20 books. Hold on, I'm gonna go get the other ones because they're in like my office. So I'll be right back and I will count how many books I have now. Hold on.